What's going on, guys? Welcome to our pre-tournament information list review slash strategy video
Slash podcast.
slash podcast.
A mini podcast.
So joining me today, I'm Basta. Nice to meet you. Who are you?
I'm David.
David. So basically, we recently went to a team tournament. It was like teams of 3 players.
Mm-hmm.
And it was 20 different teams, so like 60 players total. And we thought we're gonna do some. This video is gonna be our pre-tournament video where we're going through our list and tactics going into this. And next up, we'll post some battle reports or battle podcasts, we should call them, because I took way too few photos as usual, the same as my last tournament. But those are just going to be of my games, and we can explain how it went for David and our third guy,
Remy.
Remy.
Manuel.
So this is a tournament in Sweden. It was 4,000 points per army. Sorry, I just realized the text here that you see is in Swedish, but we'll go over the details. So it's 4,000 points per army, and it's a drafting process. 5 games. I don't think it's anything else here that's relevant.
Nope.
So over here we have all the different lists. Don't worry, we're not gonna go over all of them, just the ones we are bringing. So we are way. It was pretty fun actually. We come up from a gaming club called BMSK, and from our club it was 4 teams.
Yeah.
So it got a bit of internal competition.
4 teams, and I think there were 2 more members from the club.
Yeah, joining another team,
Yeah,
Backstabbers.
Indeed.
So we are called
Outsiders of
BMSK's Outsiders.
There it is.
So we can start here with David lists.
Yeah.
What did you bring?
Basically, Lamia Vampire with Commandment, and she's kitted defensively, as you see.
Alright, so you're playing Vampire Covenant, I guess.
Yes, it's
Yes.
it says so. Anyways, a Lamia Vampire kitted defensively, just to give out the commandment to the unit. A Necromancer with Evocation and a Ring of Fire. I was thinking about going with Fire Necromancer, but I saw that the extra racing spell might come in handy a bit more often than the fire spell. And 2 units of skeletons, basically bunkers for my necromancer, some chaff, my main unit of barrel guards, and knights and spawns, as you see there.
Alright, what's like, do your list have specific strengths or weaknesses?
And when we were making the list before the tournament, I was supposed to basically be the anvil, I suppose.
Yeah.
Somewhat of an anvil, since I can't shoot, then at 4,000 points my magic phase couldn't be that spectacular either. So I was basically going for a build with a lot of wounds and some serious hitting power coming from the barrel guards and the knights. But what I realized during the tournament is that vampire spawn are not too shabby.
Yeah. Alright, anything else about your list?
That was pretty straightforward.
Yeah. Alright, so me, I'm bringing Highborn elves. It's pretty small here, so I'll zoom in. Basically, it's
Zooming in on you, right?
no, but you had such a long list, I couldn't zoom in. Mine is just like half a page. It's a High Prince, that's my general. He's on a Lion Chariot with 4 ward, 1 up armor save with Bluffers, Helm and Great Weapon. So the regular kit. Got a Mage, who is a Wizard Master, knows 4 spells from Divination and Asfad Scholar for extra range. My core is 2 units of 20 spears. One is full command, the other is champion and musician. And 2 units of Reavers with bows. Then I have 27 Lion Guards with full command and 9 Knights of Rhyma with full command Warband of Rhyma. And 2 Bolt Throwers, basically.
The lists are pretty straightforward when coming down to 4,000 points, I
Yeah.
think. But,
Yeah.
it was a healthy mix. Close
Yeah.
combat, some range potential. You might have gotten in some more, but
Yeah,
that
so,
would cost you probably knights, I guess.
yeah, so basically what we can add about the tournament is the lists aren't very specialized. One is because we didn't know how the draft process would work.
Yeah, that was a big thing.
Yeah, it's our first team tournament actually, and it's like our 4th grand tournament in total. So we were like, I mean, we don't know if we're gonna get the matchups we want or not. So might as well make them pretty well rounded
Mm-hmm.
where we can. So it got some shooting, it got some hitting power. Divination works very well with White Lions or against, like, I'm weak against MSU armies, but I can bubble distraction and
Hard target.
yeah, distraction and hard target. Yeah, it's supposed to be a bit of a flexible list, as with almost all elven lists. I struggle with like a lot of horde armies, with too many models on the table, or where they can outshoot me and avoid me. Other than that, I should do pretty good. Was our thinking when we're going into it?
That was. This is one thing worth noting. We thought before the tournament, when we made your list, or when we made our list together, that your list is pretty well rounded with some shooting and some close combat. Once we came into the tournament, it was quite obvious you were getting outshot by nearly everyone when looking through the other lists. Like, nearly everyone had more shooting than you, more shooting capability than you. So it's
I wouldn't say that.
every elf, at least.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
Every
like
elf, but that's not.
It seems like the
that's far from
meta
everyone.
is no, not everyone. Sorry, I misspoke. Again,
Like all the shooting lists outshoot me.
yeah, all the shooting lists outshoot you, and most of the other elves outshot you too, especially the dark elves. So it seems that like the meta is more guided towards a shooting list
Yeah.
instead of a close combat list.
I would say out of all the elves, I think it was 6 dread elves and 4 high elves. All the elven races went for a shooty MSU list. So my matchup against other elves were bad because I deal with those they are pretty rough for me. But overall, there was a lot of people I could force to go towards me.
Yeah. Like I said, I misspoke. Not. You have definitely more shooting than I do, but compared to other elves. of
Yeah,
course.
absolutely. There were tons of MSU elves.
Mm-hmm.
So our third guy plays Empire of Sunnestall. He's got a pretty long list, so I'll zoom out. We'll just go over it really quick.
Yeah, sure.
So
Take it.
It's an Inquisitor with stuff. It's a Marshal.
Yeah, the standard kit for an Inquisitor made to
Yeah,
kill
The-
like monsters. And
yeah, the one
characters.
everyone uses. He has lethal strikes and D3 wounds, so you take Axe of Battle to get as many attacks as possible. He has the Marshal with stuff. He has a Prelate with stuff. You can read along if you're interested.
I think they are probably as into it as we are
Yeah.
in Empire.
Wizard also plays Divination. He has an Engineer, 2 units of heavy, or 4 units of heavy infantry, 2 with spears, 1 with helm weapon shields, and 1 is a 30-man unit. Yeah, and then a 10-man light infantry unit with handguns, 23 Imperial Guards with great weapons, full command, 7 Knightly Orders, full command, Arcane Engine to bubble his distracting, and a volley gun.
Yeah.
Our thinking with his list, what we all went in with the mindset: make a list that we're comfortable with and that's well rounded, and after we'll see the strengths and weaknesses and we
Yeah.
can try to adjust. So this is what he went with, and we said like, okay, he will if we can, we'll try to match up him against the Horde armies
Exactly.
to protect them from me.
Low quality wounds, basically.
Yeah, like David will be our first pick against MSU. He will be our first pick against Horde armies. I will be the first pick against Monster Mash and like elite combat guys. Yeah, so that's the list. Anything else we should add going into this?
Yeah, it's worth noting, describing the process for when you pick the
drafting.
The drafting. Exactly,
Yeah, okay.
exactly.
So the drafting we learned on the spot there.
Yeah, that's what's worth noting. Before the tournament, when we made the list, the drafting process was basically random, right?
Yeah, the way they wrote it in the rule pack, he miswrote it. So the way he described the drafting, how the drafting was gonna work, ended up being random. But he wrote it wrong. So when the tournament started, they explained how it should be, and it's not random. So yeah,
I think what I wanted to say about that, since we thought it was gonna be random, we tried to build a list which was pretty well rounded.
Yeah.
If we knew it were more tactical in the drafting process, I think we could specify go in a specific route for each army. Like you could go more shooting, I could go like with a fire mage and all that, just to counter the MSU, which was my forte.
yeah, like, I understand what you're saying, and we probably would have gone a little more specialized, but I think we were like almost didn't matter because
No,
when,
I'm not complaining. Like the lists weren't bad, but it's
Yeah.
worth noting.
yeah, but also like when let's say it's ETC and it's 8 guys playing, then you have a much bigger possibility to avoid certain matchups, so
Yeah.
you can specialize more. Here, it's really up in the air. Like sometimes you can't avoid certain matchups, so it's good to be well rounded too, because it's only 3 players. So it's like, so the way the drafting worked was, we both placed as a team. Should we go over it or is it too long?
It's pretty straightforward. You both play 13.
Hidden, and then we turn it at the same time. So for example, if we put Remy up hidden and we turn it, and the opponents see we have Empire on the table, and for example they might have Orcs and Goblins, so we can pick then between either me, Highborn elves, or David and his vampires against the team they put on the table, the Orcs, and they will put whichever of the 2 armies they have left. They will choose one of them against Remy's Empire that was on the table. So after we do that, we how was it? We
After you did that, the third game was already made, right?
yeah, exactly. That settles the first 2 matchups. So then the third game is settled. So that was the way it worked. And yeah, going like you said, it's 20 teams, or it was 19 teams, and it was since we was on an odd number of teams, the tournament organizer was gonna play someone each round, and that works a little bit special. And our goal was really, since we're not that experienced, but we aren't like pushovers on the tournament scene, but we're okay. But like I said, a couple of tournaments, so our aim was just to be the best team from our club, basically. You'll see how it goes in the next videos.